I've never seen it.
Hey everybody, this is Never Seen It. I'm your host, Kyle Ayers. This is the podcast where comedians rewrite famous movies they've never seen before. Today, finally joining us, having never seen something, and doing a movie we've somehow never done on this podcast, having never seen.
Thank you so much.
Donnie Darko is Danny Jolles. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I've been an actor in many of your Never Seen It.
Yes.
For a decade. I mean, since the dawn of, even before this project, I feel like Kyle Ayers projects.
Yeah, you've played various people put in literal precarious positions and things that I've ran for, including First Comes Love, which was my first ever trip out to Los Angeles, which is an insane thing happened.
You came all the way out to Los Angeles to see First Comes Love?
To see it?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh. First Comes Love? I thought that was a movie.
Oh, no, it was a show I ran.
Oh. Never mind.
We're also joined
Please start
by
again.
Adam Newman. Adam Newman and Samm Severin are here. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Sam came all the way in from Atlanta just to do this podcast.
Wow.
Just to see
Just to do
First
the
Comes
podcast.
Love?
They don't have it at the theater near
Adam
me.
can't fathom anyone traveling for any reason other than to see a movie called First Comes Love.
Yeah, they sold out yesterday, but today might be my day.
I thought I was starting with an awesome,
You did. You
riff.
opened up your sparkling water. You're holding it. Your mic wasn't working earlier, and now it is. So there's a show that I ran, and let's tell this. I want to talk about this.
It's great.
Because
It's a wild tale.
I ran a show where I put an ad on Craigslist and said I was a porn producer, and I was looking for sample scripts, and then I have comedians act out the sample scripts that I got sent to me.
Amazing.
So it was like 3 to 4 page scripts.
And I've done it in New York a bunch.
Did it a bunch in New York.
I feel like I'm one of the early buyers of Kyle Ayers projects. I
Yes,
feel like
and sellers. You were in
Yeah.
2015. You were selling me off.
Yeah. No, I never sold.
No, you never sold.
I never sold. But
Yeah,
I,
you were in First Comes Love, I think.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
or second time it ever
I
happened.
feel like every time you've pitched me an idea, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, and we brought it out here the first time I ever came to Los Angeles. So you just moved here,
I just moved here.
and I'd never been to the city in any capacity, and we're running it at the Nerdist, the Meltdown Theater.
Meltdown. And I remember, if you remember how the story began, but it began with me complaining because I'd gotten you a bunch of people.
You had basically like 2/3 cast it for me
Yes.
because I didn't know a ton of people in Los Angeles. So
my friend Lillian was there.
Yeah.
My I forget who else. I had a bunch of people.
Rachel Bloom was on the show.
Well, so Rachel Bloom is the spark of this story.
Yeah.
Because Rachel was late,
Yes.
and I was.
So
like,
we're all at there's a big line. It's like sold out. The line is
Sold
going out the
out.
front of the comic book shop. This is where the Meltdown, the really, really great stand-up show used to happen. And it's in this back room of a comic book shop, and it's probably like 125 people, something like that. And it's like a line is going outside. We're all there in ridiculous costumes, like trying on like Daniel Plainview costumes.
Classic
and, like,
Kyle Ayers idea. A lot of work involved for what could be very little actual
Output.
gain,
Yes,
but,
yes.
We've all put in actual effort.
Hours and hours and hours of
And
work.
everybody's there except Rachel, and I was like, texting her. I was like, Rachel,
Yeah.
get here. And then she calls me, and I was like, Rachel, you said you'd be, and she's like, yeah. Someone just got shot in the parking lot, out back.
And the parking lot touches the building. It's not like it's like away somewhere
Yeah.
like that. The parking lot touches. So there's 150 people, 120 people waiting in line.
Yeah.
And Rachel comes like running in after talking to Danny. Someone
Yeah.
got shot in the back parking lot.
Yeah. 'cause
Did
I-
Rachel do it?
That's a good
She did. She has her one-woman show called In Bloom, where she talks about how it took her to Nirvana from shooting. Okay.
That was good.
And then she came in, and she was like, someone's been shot, and then someone had been shot,
Someone had been shot, not killed.
not killed.
This was a real estate mogul in Los Angeles. An attempted hit on his life happened in the back parking lot. I found this out from looking it up later.
Yeah.
And someone had rode up on a ride-by shooting on a bicycle.
Wow.
Shot the guy a few
In his
times.
car.
And the mogul was a Kyle Ayers fan who was waiting to get
He
into
was.
the show?
Half of my fans got shot before this show because Danny was on it. He's the other half. And so then the show's starting late. And Hannah, who was booking it at the time, Hannah Crichton, who was
Yes.
wonderful. She's booking the Meltdown at the time. She's like, tell everyone, normally we leave through the back after the show, but we can't because it's a crime scene. like even like some of the people on the show's cars were evidence because like
Oh my
blood had got on the
God.
cars and stuff. She's like, so when you go up there, please don't talk about the shooting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Please don't talk. And we're starting like an hour late already. She's like, because of this shooting. And she's like, well, everyone knows what happened at this point. There's Twitter.
There's
She's like-
Twitter. There's people who have eyes who have accidentally gone, who have
Smoke a
walked out
cigarette or
back and
walk
been like,
out
"Oh,
back."
that's weird." Just 100 cop cars behind. Meltdown.
So she's like, please don't talk about the shooting. Just go up and let everyone know we're going to leave out the front. And I've, like I said, never met her, never been to L.A., none of this stuff. And I go up, and I think it'd be so funny to, like, make it. So I'm like, hey, everybody, after the show, we're going to leave out the front exit. No reason. But when we do leave, run. Like, it would be so fun. And then I look over, and Hannah's, like, flipping me off from the green room window, like, that you can see. And I'm like, oh, and just for whatever reason, if you have anyone you need to call, I would call them now. Let them know you love them. Tell your parents hi. Like, it's a huge, and then she's just like, thanks. But it was crazy. And then we did. We had to leave out the front.
The bit killed.
Oh, it did.
That's so funny.
It did. The bit killed, but the hit didn't.
It was not a
Yeah.
successful hit. He
It
was-
was not. The
you
guy
killed
didn't-
harder
Not
than that guy.
the guy lived, which was very nice, which I think really adds to the story because it's
Yeah.
It
not
does.
as sad
We
as
didn't let him
sad.
in. We don't seat late.
Everyone murdered. Everyone
Everyone
murdered that day
murdered.
except the guy with the gun.
Yeah. On a bike. There were, and all the things like, if you see a guy on a bicycle, it might be him. And you're like, okay. There's like no descriptors because it's a bicycle.
Yeah.
And also,
A guy with a bicycle having a lot
the
of...
more you learn about big corporate landlords,
Go on.
I'm not on anyone's side here. You shouldn't shoot a guy a bunch.
I would say you shouldn't shoot people. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you shouldn't shoot people.
And while you're out on that limb, are you price hiking apartments to displace families?
I don't know. You shouldn't shoot people.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that no matter what someone's doing, shooting them isn't the way to go about it. But that's just me.
Wow.
Radical.
What are you going to do?
Radical.
Run him over with your bicycle?
Right. It's not a bike built for 2. It's a bike built for 6 feet under. Yeah, no, you probably shouldn't shoot people. Danny's almost 100% right.
Listen,
Almost.
I'm a pretty crazy guy, and I'm not here to defend the real estate moguls of L.A. But I will say,
Had that guy not lived, do you think the meltdown would still be there?
Ooh, That's a
interesting.
good question.
Because he was the real estate guy for that strip, and he owned
really?
and
Really?
his real estate place like touched it.
I mean, I think we can have an honest conversation about meltdown at this point.
Yeah.
Now that it's been buried for quite some time.
It's crazy that it survived a while after that.
Well, I don't think that affected. I think the fact that that place, because you would see it on Wednesdays and it was packed, and it
Yeah.
was the hottest show in town.
It was like the best
And-
indie stand-up show in the country.
Yeah, I mean, it
Try
was
a Tuesday night show.
And then
Yeah.
you would do like your first Tuesday night show there, and it'd be 5 people, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
this is not a business
And you're
model
like,
I thought it was.
It's huge. There's all this upstairs space, and
Huge.
it's like, how is a retail place this gigantic in such a prime spot in LA with a it's
Right.
crazy to
It's
make
like
enough
when
money
Amoeba
there.
Records closed, and people were like, "How?" And
Remember
you're
when
like,
they
"I
opened
know
the
how."
second stage to the side, that like little room?
No, I didn't
They
see
opened
that.
a second room, and that's when I was like, oh no.
Anytime I've ever heard of an independent comedy theater expanding, I'm like, it's in its last year. Never like another room.
Smart, more overhead.
Yeah, it would have survived if it just be if like Kumail was like, I'm gonna run a show here 7 nights a week.
Yes.
This is gonna be the buff comedian comedy room.
He wasn't at the
If
time.
He wasn't.
if
When
Wednesday
he got buff,
was
that's what killed it.
yeah.
Second he got buff.
Because he's so huge. He goes to the gym I go to. We do very different exercises. He
you
is
go to
the
a
only comedian I've ever seen add weight to a machine. No, it doesn't even matter if someone was on it before him or not. Like anyone could be on the machine. Once you're adding weight to the machine, it's hard for me to still call you a comedian. But Kumail, I would say, he's a comedian. He's still very funny. He's a very massive Marvel superhero and dramatic and funny actor now. But he's a comedian.
I mean, I watched some of Welcome to Chippendales.
I'm caught up.
Is it a drama?
It's so good. I love it.
I'm 2 episodes in, like it.
Okay. I'm very much enjoying
Certainly
it.
not bad. Like
Yeah.
I will say this: we watched it, and I was like, I'm in. I get it. This is well acted. I have no real complaints other
Yeah.
than like I don't know if I care enough to finish the story. But like,
Don't spoil it. Do they bring up the chipmunks? The Rescue Rangers?
I mean, by spoiling it, does that mean don't say yes or no?
Or don't spoil anything in the show except that.
I think they do.
I haven't seen them. I mean, I'm 3 or 4 in, however many they've had.
Well,
Haven't seen
I'll
any
watch
Chipmunks
until
yet.
that happens.
But while we're here, one of the movies of the year, Chippendale, on Disney Plus.
Oh, haven't seen it yet.
Nice.
Oh, I can't push that movie harder on people.
Unironic, just genuinely, sincerely love it.
Genuinely, do you want to see
Is it animated or like?
half animated, half live action?
Okay.
that's the hardest
it
movie to
is-
pull off.
I would say that the way I described it at the time when I first saw it is
or space.
is that it is Disney's Shrek. The amount of cultural references.
I haven't seen Shrek. You might have heard that episode.
You
What?
haven't seen Shrek?
I think I did Shrek as an episode.
I don't think you did, but it's
No?
maybe in the future.
Have I not done Shrek?
Not a lot of people do comedies,
Shrek.
like topical comedies.
I
for
feel
them when
like
they haven't
I
seen.
kind of remember doing Shrek.
No, I think you started talking about how good of a donkey impression you could do, and you said you'd do it if Danny ever came on.
I almost just committed to it. And then
He's holding his hands up like an Italian thing, real quick. I don't know why. It's not Don Key. No one's having a great time. So everyone should watch the Chippendale movie.
Chippendale. It is so funny. I mean, like, without giving anything away, I will say that one of a pivotal character in the movie is Sonic the Hedgehog, the original bad version that they canceled from the animated movie.
Oh, that's funny.
That
with
is
the
like
teeth?
with the teeth.
Is
That
he
a-
voiced
that
by,
is a major character in the movie.
Wow.
Is he still voiced by what is his name?
No.
Oh, dang! I love his name. What is this guy's name? I can never remember.
I don't remember, but
John Ralphio, the guy from Parks and Rec. That actor.
is it Ben Schwartz?
Ben Schwartz, isn't he Sonic?
Oh.
Isn't he Sonic?
Oh, then it might be Ben
that might
Schwartz
be
actually in
yeah.
Chippendales who does it.
You just couldn't believe that he was actually Sonic in the real Sonic movie.
right.
So you're like, he was just the
They got
comedic
B Sonic.
casting. He's hilarious.
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe.
Let me go out
What
on
a
a limb
hot
and say
take.
that
Yeah.
this very universally funny guy is funny.
Yeah, I remember at UCB when he was like just, and I was like,
We used to use him at College Humor all the time. Yeah.
I used to
yeah,
just
this
call it
guy's a
UC Ben.
fucking monster.
Yeah.
Him and Middleditch doing the duo improv thing on what was it?
School
Netflix.
Night?
They did?
Oh
no, they had like a special. How you cannot there's. I thought there was no way in the world to make live improv like on a special watchable, and the two of them. I think it's just Ben Schwartz and Middleditch, right?
They-
All
Schwartz
four
and
episodes,
Middleditch.
3 or 4, whatever they did, they were great.
Yeah, they really pulled it off.
pulled
of
it off.
Netflix after
They
all that
really
stuff
did.
came out.
Who else do we like in comedy?
Who else are comedians? I love Robin Williams.
Oh, he's good.
He was the Aladdin. I love.
Would you think
This
it's
is how my
okay
parents
to,
actually remember stuff.
I love. Yeah, it's fun.
Would you think it's okay to shoot real estate developers if like Robin
Sam hasn't
Williams
gotten
did
over
it?
this real estate
I'm
development
really hung
shit.
up on it.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
if Robin Williams or one of the Chippendale guys did it, would that be ethical?
shot him.
Yeah.
If Robin Williams shot a real estate developer today, I would be fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause there'd
Just
be
to
so
have him
many-
back.
Yeah.
And it would mean he's back.
Yeah.
Right.
He's back.
He's back. But then he's gonna go to jail, so then we lose him again.
What if he did it right before he? Never mind. I don't want to get into. I don't want to play this game.
Let's get some time codes for
We
editing
go back-
purposes here.
Yeah, I love Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I don't, but I don't.
If he had shot a real estate developer, he'd be shooting Williams because it's not like he took the guy's wallet.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe he does for the name.
Especially if the guy was named William. No one's having a good time.
Oh, that's a
on
fun
the
Sorry, I
game.
brought up
podcast.
the real estate developer again.
No, I can't stop thinking about it either. I saw you like lean back and just only think about killing the real estate developer for the entire time since it came up.
Yeah. I gotta get that out of.
Do you picture? I picture a big guy in a pinstripe suit
Absolutely.
as
There's
a
like
real
a
estate
rose
developer.
on his suit for some reason. Too.
No, it was actually a guy. It was two kids in a hammock. So what you're picturing is incorrect.
Okay.
It's the hammock
Man.
thing I said. No, he probably looked. I don't know what he looked like, but we're probably all right.
was
Yeah, I'll tell you what he probably looked like. A fucking Jew.
Sam, stop saying that.
I do a really good impression of Adam's voice.
You do a really good impression of Adam Newman every time you say Jew.
Here I go. I'm gonna say something else.
Yeah, say it like me. I don't like Jews. Danny, before you got here, we were saying it would be funny if one of us wore like the Kanye black hood over our
To
face
come do
while we
this
did
podcast.
What a time.
This is that's my 300th episode, first episode. This is my 300th episode of me and Kanye West's one-on-one podcast.
It's all shot in one setting,
We
just
had a-
chopped up into 300 episodes.
Look, it's going to only live on that weird little clip, but horses voting yay or nay is my favorite thing I've ever thought in my life.
I like that a lot.
Well,
It's all, the nays have it.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk about movies. Have you seen any other movies?
That's a good bit. Oh, recently? Well, I saw Babylon last night.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song.
And then which I encourage everyone to see. But then
Was that a Ramble On reference?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I
nice.
didn't catch
I
it.
didn't get it.
I enjoyed
That's fine.
that.
Like, it
I
sounds
liked
like a
it. That
song.
was funny. Babylon, like you're talking too much.
Anything I say,
good.
say is almost never worth stopping to go back to. Let's get that out right now. If we've moved past it by 2 seconds.
And that's what I like to spend my time on.
I know.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
like it.
but it is so impressive because you're so quick with things like that in a way that is like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, but there's no way to monetize it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I think I sold 3 toothbrushes last year, so I bought 4 and I returned 1. It was the wrong color. Well, here I actually have something I want to do to get to know because we've never played Get to Know the New Guest with anyone on here because this is a new thing. So I'm going to ask some questions here.
Oh,
We have 1, 2. We just got some questions about movies and stuff, like a more legitimate thing, not even like a bit. A legitimate thing to
I
get to
think
know
as
the guests
everybody has
here, all right?
noticed, I'm less bitty than the average comic.
So here we go. So we'll just go, and we'll go Danny and then Sam and then Adam, just answering these questions, okay?
Sure.
But the first one's just for Danny.
Okay.
Danny, aside from here we go, get to know a guest. Aside from Donnie Darko, was there any other movies or shows you considered doing for the podcast?
Were there? I was actually thinking about that because I had trouble when you asked me to do this, and I was like, is there anything else I really haven't seen that's like a glaring one? And I didn't have anything great.
This was such a home run of a suggestion that you saw how quick and excited I
Yes.
was.
I can't believe it. I don't know. I mean, that was just like a college movie that everybody went and saw.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. I was excited to come to
Yeah.
do it. I was excited to hear
I
someone's take that's never seen
saw it. Never saw it.
Okay, this
trying
one.
to think. I think what's a good? I'm trying to think of something. I've never gone through Mad Men. And
That'll be a
that's
fun
big
one to do.
That's a big one.
We had a bit briefly on here where I would write Don Draper pitching other things, and it was like him pitching the "What would you do for a Klondike bar?" And I just wrote this dumb sketch. It lives nowhere. Once again, impossible to monetize. All right, this one's for everybody. Danny, then Sam, then Adam. What's your favorite movie? Or
Top. I mean,
Top Golf? Great.
top of my head, coming to me off the fly. But maybe because we said Robin Williams, I'll tell you, I could watch Hook 700 times and I'll watch it again.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Sam?
We watch Hook at my job. I work at a restaurant. They have like a projector where they play movies with the sound off.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers, he loves the movie so much he weeps a little bit when we play.
I've never seen Hook.
Beautiful.
Me neither. Only with the sound off. But my favorite movie.
Oh, if you like it with the sound,
Wait,
off, you're going to
what?
love the words.
I've only seen it with the sound off.
You got to see with the sound
That's
on.
the weirdest.
Yeah.
I want to do an episode with you where you write what Hook is. You just write the dialogue for the muted version of
Yeah,
Hook. for
I
what you
walk
think
by it all the
happens.
time carrying plates. I'm like, oh, that looks sad or happy. I don't know.
I never. If
Something
I
that's
mean,
happening.
we were obviously young,
That
but
looks sad or happy or whatever.
Dustin Hoffman would not have been my first choice for Captain Hook, and he crushes it so hard.
He couldn't be better.
I can't imagine a better Hook.
And
No, what a great
I tried
choice.
to have a joke for a while about how I tried to have this joke that just could not have worked less.
Well, it'll work here on the podcast.
But now that you guys here, but I was trying to do this joke about how like everything great has something bad about it, and I would literally was like, I had this phrase I was trying to make work where I was like everything beautiful has Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell in it. And I was like, find your Julia Roberts. Because it was all about how Julia Roberts
Is she not a good Tinkerbell?
She's so bad in that movie. She was literally going through a divorce at the time. It has now been literally explained historically why she was so bad. She's so bad in it. It's mind-boggling.
Well, she played a prostitute as Tinkerbell.
Yes. I mean, basically. I mean, it's
Pretty Fairy is the name of it.
Very.
it's pretty crazy. She's brutal. But then the movie itself is so good. I mean, what's the
I never thought of her
Bob-
as being bad in it. Honestly,
Watch it again. You can't even.
Okay,
I'm
no,
gonna
I'll
pay
rewatch
attention
it.
to her.
Is
when
it just
when I
like-
walk by sound off?
Is it?
Know that she's.
I
doing
love
it.
having these 3 takes. Seen it 700 times. Seen it, doesn't really know. Seen it on mute. Like, I think she was all right when I wasn't looking or hearing.
Yeah.
Is it bad acting or a bad take on
Everything.
it?
Everything
oh,
bad.
interesting.
Everything bad. There's nothing good about Julia Roberts. as
It really
Tinkerbell.
derailed her career, too.
Versus Bob. What's his name? Bob Hoskins.
Baba Booey.
No, Bob.
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Costas.
Bob Costas.
Babylon.
What's the name of the guy?
The
I gotta
guy.
tell you how much it
The
matters.
guy in what?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No one was thinking about Who
yeah, I
Framed
wasn't-
Roger
yeah,
Rabbit.
I was gonna
You
say-
never
He
considered.
plays Smee, you little goof.
Who was the guy in the other movie? What is his name?
That's the
we
dude
haven't
who
said any
plays me.
details.
Right.
about it.
I don't remember his
Thank
name.
you.
I no, I know what you're talking about.
Thank
Yes,
you.
but no one thought. Yeah, I wasn't thinking Who Framed Roger
I
Rabbit.
still don't.
Well, because that's his best known movie.
I haven't seen
feel
that one
like.
either.
Sure.
You haven't seen Who Framed Roger
I think it's
Rabbit?
hard to pull off the half
Wow.
animated, half real movies.
They pulled that
yeah,
movie.
but that one pulls it off.
They
That's the-
smooch. They kiss in it, and it looks great.
It looks
That's
amazing.
crazy.
That movie is.
All right.
That's a great movie.
We are
And-
1/3 of
and
the way into our
sneaky-
second question.
And sneaky good ride at Disneyland.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I don't think I wrote that.
Sneaky Good Ride is the alt title for Aladdin.
It's also the nickname of my penis.
Hey.
Sam, stop doing your Adam impression.
Pretty good though. It's
All right,
getting
Sam, what's
better.
your favorite movie?
it's either Billy Madison or The Fly.
Okay. Adam, what's your favorite movie?
I hate to have I know this is like a dumb, douchey dude answer to it, but it immediately lit up in my head. I know my favorite movie is The Big Lebowski.
Great. Danny, what movie have you seen the most? Is it Hook?
No. Movie I've seen. Movie I've seen the most. I'm thinking of I know. I feel like I take so long, but I get the question first. This isn't fair. They have time to
I'm
prepare.
thinking now.
While
I'll go if you want to think about it.
Yeah, you go.
I know immediately because I used to rewatch these every time they'd come on Comedy Central or whatever, but it's probably a tie between PCU and Airheads.
Oh, yeah. Airheads was on Comedy Central
remember
every
these.
day.
And
for a while.
PCU was for a long time,
Yeah.
too. And I love both of those movies.
Yeah.
And so, I've seen them both a ton.
New rule for the game. Anyone can answer when they think of their answer.
Mine's Bring It On. I think I could do
Bring It
every
On
line
came up
from
last
that movie.
time. We were talking about it on here.
Dude.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
Oh.
Okay.
I've seen that
Ooh.
movie. That is my go-to plane movie, so I've probably seen it 700 times.
I love Goodfellas.
It's so good.
I'm in the middle of a Sopranos rewatch.
Yeah.
So it's nice to go see my friends from Sopranos in a different setting.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
kind of the same setting.
kind of the
exact
same
same.
setting.
That's what I love.
They really, those guys
Dr.
really,
Melfi?
those guys really cornered the market.
Yeah.
All right, everybody here. Have you ever had a movie poster up in your room?
Yes. Oh, my God.
What
I had a
movie?
Howard Stern Private Parts movie.
Hell yeah!
That I got. It was like in a Rolling Stone or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And that movie was big for me because there was some fun nudity when you're a teenage boy.
That's a good movie. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the first. I've only
I
seen it one
enjoyed
time,
it.
but I thought it was good. It's better than Howard Stern movie has any business being.
It was
like at his peak,
really
and it's
fun.
good. and
Howard
it's
Stern
funny.
and Eminem are the two where it's like, if you're gonna make a movie
Yeah.
about your life, look at what they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did a really good job, both of
Yeah.
them.
All right. Any other movie posters? I had a Little Miss Sunshine poster.
Aw.
Oh,
I
good
love that
movie.
poster.
That is a good
It's a
movie
good
too.
poster.
No, I don't think I ever did. I famously had a Justin Bieber. Famously had a Justin Bieber poster up in my room for
Okay.
forever in like college. I had this poster. It was like for free in a Rolling Stone of day one Bieber hitting. So he was like 12 and he's jumping towards the camera like
Aw.
this, and I had it up in my room.
Ironically.
Yes, incredibly ironically,
Okay.
but it was divisive.
Bold
It
move
was
in the
divisive.
dorms.
Okay.
It was
Love that.
divisive, but I thought
Yeah.
it was so. But I was like, he's so young. It's obviously insane. He's just so dumb looking.
Yeah, you just had this little boy up on your wall.
Yeah. Again, so it was divisive.
Yeah.
Some people came over. Some ladies would come back and really laugh and be like, "That's so funny." And then sometimes they would.
On
be
a scale of like 9 to 15, how old was he?
On a scale.
All right, Sam, have you had
9
any movie
being
posters
9 years
up?
old.
9 being 12 and 15 being 50.
I never had a movie poster. When you're talking about the private part or the Howard Stern movie,
Yeah.
I remember my dad had. Was it a book also?
Yeah, I think it was a book
I think
also.
my dad had either the book or like the VHS, and I remember seeing the cover and being like, "That is insane
I think it was-
that you can do that."
Like
Yeah.
I think it was like
blew
shirtless.
my mind.
Shirtless Howard
Shirtless Joe
Stern.
And then there's,
Jackson?
like,
With, like, buildings in front of him or
buildings in
something.
front of the junk, and I
Yeah.
just remember being like, "What? Why would this man do
I
that?"
assume it was the Empire State Building or something like that.
Probably. yeah.
Probably.
All right, next question for everybody here. What's your favorite movie franchise?
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Quick answer.
I guess my quick popped into my head is Ghostbusters. Maybe
Okay. I've never seen any Ghostbusters.
Franchise. What?
is Ghostbusters not a franchise?
I would say it is at this
Well,
point.
but
If
but
like
you like
15
all.
years
You
go
like
by.
you like more than just the first one.
I love the first Ghostbusters. I love the second Ghostbusters, the one with the slime and the Statue of Liberty, and I like the one that had the Stranger Things kid in it. And I tried to watch the one with Kate McKinnon and everything, and I think it's fine, but it's not made. This isn't like me. By the way, I'm not going to do a take where it's like it's not my childhood Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's not done the same way where
No,
it
I-
like feels like a scary.
It's for
movie.
someone else's childhood.
Yeah. So
It's,
whatever.
To me, one of the. I love a lot of people involved in that movie. That movie to me is a great example. If you want to look on a blueprint of how Hollywood, not anybody involved in the movie except execs, can ruin a movie.
Yeah.
When you know the inside story of how much they reshot, re-edited, reconfigured that plot, and then you watch that movie again, including the part where there was a huge dance number.
Right,
They
I heard that it was
cut-
actually-
They cut the dance number. So there's one part of the movie where they come out of this building and everybody's like this. But there's no explanation as to why they're like this.
Imagine like execs cut the dancing out of Footloose, and it's just like about a guy negotiating with the town.
Couldn't be.
Dirty Dancing. There's no dancing. In it.
Dirty
Pure
standing.
exec fault. Pure execs.
Dirty
Yeah,
dancing.
no,
cuts-
I believe it. Oh, there's no question in my mind that the people in that movie are hilarious people.
Literally some of the
And-
funniest people on the
yeah,
planet
yeah.
put in a room, and then they just. But that script. I
It was
remember-
actually a Sixth Sense sequel until execs got a hold of it and they pigeonholed it into Ghostbusters.
I remember seeing the trailer, and one of the lines was like, "Someone hurt," and it was like, "That's gonna leave a mark." And I was like, "How do you do that? How do you still put that line in a
do you
movie?"
remember? Do you remember the line where
I said that when I bumped into a cabinet like this week.
Do you remember in the movie?
You stole it from Ghostbusters.
Do you remember in the movie? Because I remember seeing it
I
in a
kn-
crowded theater.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of pressure to remember. There was like a big kind of societal thing of like, if
Yeah.
you don't like this fucking movie, you're a piece of shit scumbag.
You hate
And so I
women.
went to see it because I was like, all right, I don't hate women. I've heard literally nothing from my inside scoop from people I know involved in the movie who are like, this is a train wreck. But I went to see it,
That's
and
a
I
funny
remember
movie.
trying to be like really positive. And I remember there was this line where there was like a big blow up thing. And there had been this like runner about like a pocket knife or something, and the thing like goes down, and then sometimes she goes, and it's one of them just goes, sometimes all it takes is a pocket knife, and I just remember going, ooh.
Luckily, so did the other 200 people in the theater.
Everybody at that point, I was like for 2 hours, I've been just
Yeah.
trying to get into it, trying to let it. I even argued the first 30 minutes very strong, and then
Who'd you argue that with?
myself.
Where's this podcast? r/incel/Danny Jolles.
I know, I left, and I was like, I guess I'm a bad person.
I don't know. I never saw it.
No, like I
Me
said,
neither.
I totally think that was I have no problem with that movie, but I don't consider it.
Right. So
I don't know how to say that. Yeah.
No, the order you like them in is the percentage of men is the highest down to the percentage.
And by the way,
of
I
women.
said Star Wars, and obviously the prequels are a train wreck.
Yeah.
And I
Have you seen
recently
this like
tried to rewatch
retconning of
them.
love that the prequels have been getting for younger people?
Yeah,
Because
and it's
That's funny. It's like new.
It's
It's like
wild.
young people like newer Metallica albums. It's
it is.
weird.
It's
We don't
because
know.
they don't like the newest 3 Star Wars because they want to hate those.
Yeah.
So they're like, the prequels are actually better than. And it's like, no, the third one isn't trash. That's all of the prequels, and the other ones are like watchable. And I watched them all for the first time pretty recently, like maybe 2.5 years ago. All the Star Wars, and I'm like, they're fine. They're boring. They don't make. They're clearly it was nice. George Lucas got to make a thing he wanted to make with like no one telling him anything, but they're not. You can't go back and say they're. People talk about like episode 1 and 2 like they're on the level of great Star Wars things.
No.
They are not.
Nobody who likes Star. I think that they are not an embarrassment. I don't think that they hurt anyone. I think we all survived the experience of them coming out.
I
think
didn't
there are
even
people
see
who
them,
are over dramatic,
and
about
I'm
it.
not that into Star Wars. I do like it a lot now. I love the TV Star Wars stuff, The Mandalorian. I started watching Andor. It's really good.
Andor's incredible.
I don't think, even though I wasn't into it at all, kids now can't understand what the world was with the new Star Wars movie coming out when Episode 1 came out.
Yes,
It was insane. The
And-
most famous thing in the world had a new one after 30 years.
and
That was crazy.
and
it
that
was
one
such a
was
big-
good. That one was like fun.
well, it was good for our age. no.
I'm not a huge like Star Wars fan. I'm not like I just enjoy Star Wars. I love the original 3. I enjoy, and I've seen multiple times. And then when the new like big one came out, like the first 2 that came, I was like, oh, and I was excited. And that's
Well,
it.
Darth
That's my,
Maul is so tight.
Yeah.
I remember
He's
I
so
remember
sick.
going to see it so excited and then being very disappointed. But I was a kid, so Jar Jar Binks wasn't offensive to me because I was like, it kind of makes me laugh. I'm a child.
Yeah.
What's offensive about Jar Jar Binks?
Well, it turns out watching it as an adult, it is slightly tough to see that character.
No, it's satire.
Yeah,
it's not.
What
It's
is it
brutal.
satire?
It's
What?
not. It's not.
I don't
It's
know
not.
why
You can't
people
trust
don't
him.
like Jar Jar Binks so much. I
He's
mean,
tough.
yeah.
It's tough when you rewatch it. He's
Okay.
tough to watch. But I will say, as a kid, I didn't hate it. But I will say, I cried in 7 because I was just so excited that
Well, if anybody has watched Danny's new special, they'll know that the waterworks have opened and he cries at everything
that's
now.
true. That is true.
I respect that.
But I did cry at 7 because I felt like
I want to isolate this
felt like
clip
this
to make it look like
thing
you
that-
cried watching the movie 7. I cried at 7 because I invested in Goop, and I didn't know that was even going to happen to her.
I just was working with somebody who was really into Goop.
Was it Gwyneth Paltrow? Sam, what's your favorite movie franchise?
Probably Fast and the Furious, but I gotta kind of preface that by saying like I'm not good at watching movies. So I haven't seen all of them,
Well, this
and
is
I
the
don't know
podcast for
the
you.
characters' names.
Nah, you
at
got
all.
it.
Okay.
That's
I
pretty
like-
much how you want to enjoy the Fast
The
and
cars
Furious.
are very fast
They are.
and furious, which
Historically,
I love.
Some of them are only Fast 5, and some of them are only Furious 7. But
Yes, I just like the vibe.
I actually fell off on Fast and Furious, which I never thought I would do.
Same here.
So
Last-
did Paul Walker.
Boo.
I don't know anything about anything. I
His
just
name
want-
should. Too bad his name wasn't Paul Driver.
Boo. Shame on you, Bo.
I can't believe I've never heard that joke before.
Oh yeah, I'm tweeting it.
I can.
I'm gonna tweet it next year. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tweet it next 9/11. Too
Yeah.
bad his name wasn't Paul Driver. No context.
Happy 9/11.
Hashtag. Okay.
Was Paul
question-
Walker a person that people liked?
Yes.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I very much apologize for
He
my
came
joke.
on. I think he.
I don't
really-
know. I don't know anything
I think
He
about
was
the
in that
franchise.
secret
or the-
society, the Skulls.
I don't know anything.
What?
I just
Well,
I
the movie
did
The
a
Skulls.
cheap joke.
I said
It
Paul
sucked.
Driver, and I knew the answer.
I think Christopher Plummer's last name should have been actor.
Oh, my
Yeah, that's my kind
Had-
of
did
humor.
you see?
real.
Did you
I'm
see
back.
Pulp Fiction with Christopher Acton?
Any actor whose last name is a verb.
of
Yeah.
any sort. Has anyone here ever fallen in love with a barista?
Oh,
That's my next
Yeah.
question.
No.
yeah.
Okay, next question. What popular beloved movie do you just not love?
I know I have a bunch of these.
Great question.
I don't
Great
know.
question. Love this question. It's a pondering.
Someone's like, I actually don't love this question. I mean, you guys all do, but I just don't really
Yeah.
love it.
Because it's a good one. Because it's like there are movies out there where you're like, man, people love this thing. I just don't get it. But what's a good example of it? Because usually you can see the value.
Yeah.
You know, usually you see.
There's 3 different levels of care going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely the most in it. But that's where I live.
All right, you can think about it. We'll skip it. We'll go to the next question.
Okay.
Have you ever walked out of a movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
So this is like the origin of when I was like, oh,
Sorry.
this is the first time I was like, man, maybe movies like aren't for me. Was I saw Lord of the Rings with my stepmom, and it was so long, and I just remember being like, I can't sit still anymore. I gotta go.
There's something ironic to slowly walking out of Lord of the Rings,
Oh
which
yeah,
is a movie where
I was
that's
on
all
a
they
journey
do.
out
Yeah.
of the movie theater.
You just like walking and eating bread on your way out of it.
Then a few months later, I went with my friends. This was like still in high school. I went to see Knocked Up, the Seth Rogen movie, and I like we drank a bunch of energy drinks because that was like really big in high school. And I remember getting like really antsy and being like, oh yeah, I remember. I figured out this new thing where you can like walk out of the theater. You don't have to watch it all. And that was the beginning of the end.
They
That was
don't
when I
lock
was
the
like,
doors.
Yeah,
Like,
I can just leave any movie. They're so
Well,
fucking
during Batman
long.
showings in Colorado,
they do. Yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah.
it's also crazy because Knocked Up, I want to say, is a 90-minute movie. I mean, Knocked Up is not that long.
Yeah, that's
This
how
is
long
when
it takes
like-
before anything happens in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Lord of
when
the
they made-
Rings. Lord of the Rings. I think we all. I would also argue potentially, at least Lord of the Rings, Hobbit onward. Like first 3, okay, I can argue the length because they're pretty cool. But Hobbit onward, you want to talk about a movie people love that I'm like, I don't fucking get.
I like the phrase "Hobbit onward."
Hobbit onward.
You know what I mean?
Hobbit onward and upward.
That sounds like a character in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
This is
it does.
Hobbit and onward.
I couldn't watch that Amazon series to save my
The Amazon
life.
show was when I saw Return of the King in theaters because I love the Lord of the Rings movies, and then everything since then I think has been very bad.
Yeah, see, that's what
When
I
I watched Return of the King in theaters, it has like 4 endings. Like it keeps going because it like slowly fades to black. After
Oh, that
2 or
drives me
3,
crazy.
It fades to
it
black
fades
for 45
to black.
minutes.
It fades to black. They roll the credits in between every one too.
You have
It
to
like
stay
it
the
like
night.
faded to black. Like they're like it ends and Frodo's in this bed and he sees his friends and he's waking up and he's celebrating. It fades to black. A guy stood up like in like one of the front, like right in front of like the disability seats, you know, where there's the ramp. He stood up and then it came back in and he goes, "Come on!" And he sat back down in the chair.
It's like when you're at a baseball game and it's an extra innings and you're like, it's the 16th inning.
Someone
just
gets
someone
0-0.
Do something. Yeah.
they haven't served drinks since the 5th inning,
I
so
feel
no one's
kindred
belligerent.
to that guy. Yeah, when you think the movie's over,
Yeah.
I mentally start being like, now I'm on my way out,
Yeah.
and then it's not.
Yeah.
It's like when they don't tell you you're on your second. You don't know how many comedians are left on a show.
Oh man, the worst.
Just
someone
as
comes
a
up to you
host,
and
just
says-
be like, "Hey guys, we got 2 more awesome comedians," just so everyone knows when it's coming.
How many times
Yeah.
I've had to say it to the host? I've
Yeah.
been like, tell them
There's 2 more.
I'm the 2 more, or tell them I'm the last. Like
Someone came up.
usually,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, tell them I'm the final comic, and they're like, it's like always sounds like I'm like trying to be cocky. I'm like, no, I'm trying to show them the light.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So
Because the
you
last
can-
comic can do great because
psychologically-
everyone's excited that I had someone come up to
Yeah.
me the other night show and say, "There's only 7 than you,"
What?
meaning and the show had been going,
No.
and there were
I'm-
7 more. I was about to be like, "Oh, so there's only 7 left," because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be here. I'm
I mean,
sleepy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Just don't even tell me what's going on yet.
Tell me to
like
come back. Tell me
It's
to
like
come
a
back.
Tim
in an hour
Burton
and a half.
character showed me how I was gonna die.
In 7 comedians. You
All right.
will do your jokes.
We're gonna take a break, probably.
I got a good one that I walked out of.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Why'd you walk out?
I got a real good controversial one I walked out of. This one no one cares about.
Nah, that's all.
Were you too amped? Were you like,
Me and my
I gotta go fight?
I think me and my buddy were just too old to see it.
Sam walked out of Lord of the Rings. You fought out of Mortal Kombat.
Is Mortal Kombat considered a good movie series franchise?
No.
I doubt it. No,
think
the
so, right?
first one I really enjoyed when I was a kid. It was fun and had fun music, and then the second one was just so bad and impossible to follow. I think, and then didn't they make a new one just like in the last
Yeah.
couple of years? I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I
what
watched
they
like
did.
10 minutes of
I
it.
mean, it's very hard. I mean, that's the kind of movie where I'm like, every time they do like a new Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, etc., and I'm like, those video games are built around no plot.
Yeah, there's not really a
You
story.
are,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's just one of the franchises. We just shouldn't. Turn
No
it
one's
into a
supposed
movie.
to
Yeah.
be
Just
the
don't
main
need to do
hero.
this.
Just do
Yeah.
the thing.
Just don't do this. And they always try, and I'm like, why? It bombs every single time.
It's the same in the opposite way, where they turn a movie that's very like character and plot driven into a video game, and it's really tough. Like I was actually playing the video game Do the Right Thing, and they made every character playable, and it was tough.
How'd you do the right thing?
I had to throw a trash can through a pizzeria window.
That's the right thing if I've ever heard it.
Okay, you know we're gonna go to a break right before that riff about Do the Right Thing. I couldn't think of any movies. I wanted to say Good Will Hunting, the video game. That's the one I really wanted to think was
So
Good Will
funny.
Hunting, but instead the syllables are the same for Do the Right Thing, and that's what it did it for me.
Honestly, taking any movie and riffing what the video game would be could be
I think
totally
Do the
fun.
Right Thing or Good Will Hunting is would be such a funny video game.
You collect apples.
Yeah, exactly. You have to collect apples. It's like you have to click Robin Williams, hit triangle to say it's not his fault.
That ruled.
His
holding- yeah.
name,
I was trying to think of- what's
that
the
movie
other-
won Best Screenplay, and it's great. But his name is Will Hunting.
That's so goofy.
What's the name of that video game where it's like you're in a security room and everywhere you try to like look, but if you don't look in a direction, the like scary thing gets closer to you.
Woo, that sounds so scary.
That sounds like my night life. Like
thinking, like,
Anyway,
Night Terrors.
Anyway, if that
Talking
was
about
like the
lucid
video
dreaming.
game, but it was you waiting for him to not be in the classroom that day. That's what I was going for. But
I would
of
love.
track to life.
I
for
would
that
love
one.
just a dramatic. The Simpsons had
So
good video
scary.
games.
Yeah.
I really want to play the Sopranos video game.
Yeah.
Road to Respect.
Road
Is that
to
real?
Respect.
Is that a real game?
I think
It's supposed to be
real.
good. Yeah.
I really want to play it.
There's
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think it's supposed to be like actually decent.
There's absolutely. Wow.
You need food. Get some gabagool.
If you turn the wrong way, the gabagools get closer to you in the dark.
gonna
So
eat some
Danny,
more
you've never. You want to go get something?
Candy.
Go get some candy.
Gotta get some candy. I'm
Just have some candy. You've earned it.
Now all I want to think about is the actual break is going to be after the gabagool riff.
Do you know what was a good movie video game? The Matrix.
Oh, I didn't know they made a
Wasn't
game.
it? Didn't they kill Morpheus in it, and it was canon to the franchise?
They like
They,
did
like,
some
killed
wild
Morpheus
shit. It
in
was
the video
It was
game.
so good. The way they did like slowing down time was like really well done. It was a great video game. I remember
That's cool.
playing
What, I never played. I never played like the complicated
Nothing?
story
chocolate.
video
I ate
games.
all the chocolate.
Didn't they make a video game out of the National Basketball Association?
What's your favorite show that turned into a movie? Mine's the National Basketball Association.
probably NBA. The NBA. 2008 to 2009
that's so
season.
funny. Mine's Italians on go-karts.
And Turtles.
Diddy Kong Racing is an underrated game.
It is.
It introduced the things that aren't carts first, like the boats and the planes,
Ooh,
and that was
makes
really
the
fun.
game
I really
fun.
like
That
Diddy
is true.
Kong Racing. All right, so speaking of Diddy Kong, you've never seen Donnie Darko?
Never seen Donnie Darko.
What is there anything you want to preface before we get
Yeah.
into your script here? Besides
I
that,
guess,
we're an hour into the podcast and we're just now getting to the premise.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing I would say is I wrote this very fast, and I don't know if this is good. Secondly, I would just say, I don't know much about this movie other than what I know. And
That's how I am with a lot of things.
I did I just I never saw it. I know of it as in the world. I know kind of like lore about it, but I just never saw it.
Cellar lore. That's a Donnie Darko joke. I don't know why I thought you would get it.
Oh.
I don't know why. Why did I make the joke to the guy I know hasn't seen the movie? Come on, Danny, you don't get my obscure reference from the movie you know nothing about. So go ahead and cast it however you'd like to cast it. Some of us have two-sided printouts, and some of us don't.
Got it. I was like, it's wrong. I immediately had a panic. Okay, so let's do. Am I supposed to play? No, so I probably do stage.
You'll do the wall to wall, do those stage directions.
You'll do stage directions.
You will.
Me?
Danny, I'm
Danny,
pointing
you'll
at you.
do
and looking
Danny
at you.
does stage directions.
Yeah.
Danny.
Okay, great. Mother,
Mother.
father,
Father.
also Donnie.
Okay. Wow, you did not seem confident in casting me as Donnie.
Or me.
You
pointed
need
by
to be
me.
Rabbit,
Oh, okay.
which I believe is a character.
And then, yep.
Cameraman is that can be figured out, and I think that's
Great.
all the characters.
Rabbit.
And again, I wrote this at like 1 a.m. last night, basically. Will you begin?
Mhm.
Okay.
Danny Darko.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not what I called it. I know its real name.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko by Danny Jolles. Interior, suburban house, kitchen, day. It's a house, but it's dark. This movie is dark, so I assume every scene is shot dark. Creepy, like that house in Stranger Things, a show that I have watched. A mother and father sit at a kitchen table. It's dark.
Why don't we just put more lights in the house?
Because we don't have any fucking money. Why don't you get a job and then we can put more lights in the house?
Well then, who would watch the kids, you fucking moron?
Oh, you go about the kids again, complaining about kids when I didn't even fucking want kids. You wanted kids, and now you bitch and moan about Donnie and his less important to the plot sister.
Okay, here we go, blaming me for the kids, like I had a choice.
Well, you should have had it. Well, you should have a choice, Danny. I'm fucking butchering your beautiful
You're doing
thing.
great.
Well, you should have a choice.
And they both turn and stare down the barrel of the camera. Hashtag vote blue scrolls at the bottom of the screen. Scrolls at the bottom of the screen. This is why this movie won awards. They go back to fighting.
How about you get off my back?
I'll get off your fucking back when these fucking kids shut the fuck up.
As they yell, we slowly move out of the room and up the staircase. At one point, the camera bumps into a railing. So fucking dark in here. That was the cameraman. We finally make our way into interior children's bedroom. Day, but you can't tell. And in this bedroom sits a boy. His hair is black. His eyes are sunken. He looks sad. This is Donnie Darko. Writer's note. While Jake Gyllenhaal is a sensational actor, this is him as a kid, I believe. So he is bad in this. All kid actors are bad. I haven't seen this movie, so I can't confirm, but I can almost assure you he is bad in this. Donnie looks around his room. He's sad and angry and looks like a dark version of when he was in Bubble Boy. Great movie that I have seen.
Wow, I'm just so angry. Being a kid sucks. My room has no lights and my parents hate me. I'm mad, and because I'm a kid, there's nothing I can do about it.
A sick, dark laugh pierces the room. Donnie looks around, scared.
Who is that? Who's there?
Donnie cowers, terrified. Suddenly, a rabbit stands in the doorway that is voiced by Seth Rogen. I know he's in this movie, but I don't know what he does, so I'm assuming he's the rabbit. There's a rabbit in this, right? I'm high.
Who are you?
I'm a rabbit.
He takes a big bite of an apple.
Apple?
Oh, because it should be a carrot? Stereotypes, dude. Rabbits like apples too, and it's really offensive to us when people assume we're only eating carrots.
I apologize. Why are you here?
Because I'm a part of your brain, you stupid child. I'm here to tell you how you really feel. I'm here to unlock the inner workings of your brain. I'm here to help you become the real you.
Who's the real me?
The rabbit pulls out a bloody knife.
A killer.
The rabbit morphs into a baby, then a 1099 document, then back into a rabbit.
99 document.
back into a rabbit. Why? Because it's an art film and it does weird shit like that.
A killer?
Yes, you were meant to kill. Your name is literally Donnie Darko, which, by the way, is a dumb fucking name. You gotta kill. Now kill.
Donnie looks at his hand. There's now a knife in it.
Kill.
In walks Maggie Gyllenhaal. I guess she's also in this and plays his sister. I'm assuming, but I've never seen her as a kid or realized she was a child actor also. So for the sake of argument, she's as old as she is now, opposite the child Jake Gyllenhaal. That's art.
What's up, bro?
Donnie Darko stabs her right in the throat. Blood spews. Blood spews like in a Quentin Tarantino movie. She slowly dies as blood gushes out of her throat.
Whoa, that felt great.
There are now 5 rabbits staring at him. They speak in unison and all have Seth Rogen's voice.
Kill your parents now.
Wow, more of you? I guess it's true what they say about rabbits. You guys do fuck a lot.
Not all. And stereotypes hurt.
They all stare down the barrel.
Cheap stereotypes hurt everyone.
Hashtag Vote Blue scrolls along the bottom. In the background, we hear a standing ovation in a Hollywood theater.
All right, I will.
Donnie runs out of his room with the rabbit close behind. They run down the stairs, bumping into things as they go because it's dark, like the comedy of this film. Finally, Donnie turns the corner and stares at his parents, who are still fighting.
Nobody wanted the kids. Oh, look, it's the boy.
Donnie takes the knife and jams it into the gut of his father.
What? Why? What?
Seth Rogen laughs his laugh and blood flows all over the room.
Donnie, why?
Donnie stabs his father one more time, and the father falls to the ground dead.
Let there be light, baby.
The mother gets on her knees and begs for mercy.
Please, Donnie, please.
Do it, Donnie.
Donnie smiles an evil smile.
Time for Donnie Darko to become who he was always meant to be.
He raises the knife up in the air and stabs the rabbit.
Donnie, no.
Sorry, rabbit. I love my mama and I won't kill her. Now you leave us alone. You die, rabbit. You die.
The rabbit falls, and Donnie hugs his mother.
You see what I did, Mom? I love you. I love you so much. Turn Jewish. I love you so much.
Beat.
I can't actually see what you did. Seems like you just stabbed air.
They both turn to the camera.
And that's why mental health is important.
Hashtag Vote Blue. Hashtag Vote Blue scrolls along the bottom as we hear in the background a Hollywood exec come. End of movie.
Vote blue.
I love it.
How
Okay.
close am I?
I know me and Kyle looked at each other at one point. I have no memory of Seth Rogen being in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah, he is?
Yep.
I don't remember that at all.
Seth Rogen is
I did some-
Ricky Danforth.
Ricky, yeah,
In
Seth
Donnie
Rogen
Darko.
is in Donnie Darko.
I don't remember.
I just
anything.
I wouldn't have even known who he was.
Oh,
back
he's
when
just
this movie
one
came
of
out.
the kids from his school for
Oh.
like 2 seconds.
Wow.
I knew that Seth Rogen was in this movie peripherally.
That's
'cause
crazy.
It's like a funny credit.
Also, I don't think
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't a kid in this, was he? He was probably like 20.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought he was
he
a
wasn't
kid.
like a child actor.
Oh.
He was
No, but that's
he was
what-
19 when he was in Donnie Darko. But also he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't like watching like Jake Gyllenhaal now where you're like, this is,
Of course.
as good as someone
I
is
thought
at
he was
this.
younger, and I just assume all kids are bad actors.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Well, if a kid isn't so bad at acting that it distracts you from the movie, they give him an Oscar.
Yes.
And it's happened 2 times. And it's happened because they shouldn't be good.
Yeah.
No, they
A
don't-
kid shouldn't be able to like be like, I'm going to pretend
Mentally,
to dramatically go through
as a
this.
child,
Yeah.
being able to understand even like what it is of like it's got.
It's
so
creepy.
Hard.
This age was. I
Oh,
would
I
be
hate-
surprised if he just now learned how to spell his last name at
I've
19.
acted with so many kids, and every time I fucking hate most like meeting them is so because they're coached by their parents.
At least their parents
so
are
mu-
normal.
Yeah. So when their parents come in with like real like the way I always describe it is like theater kid energy.
Yeah.
Parents come in really like, hello, like so good to see you. Wow. And then the kid always comes in and they're just like trained. So they're like little adults, but they're kids. So they'll like walk up to you
Aw.
and you'll be like, hey, like who's my acting buddy today? And he's like, hello, I'm Jonathan. Nice to meet you. And you're like, ugh.
I know.
Jonathan.
Jonathan? Ugh.
And you're like, Jonathan, are you excited? You have a fun day? I will. I feel very prepared.
I haven't been to school in 9 years.
yeah.
I'm 8.
They'll like, but
I
they'll
have
like,
more money than you.
They'll have like, they'll like say kid things, but it's so true. So I've acted with some kids and things where I'm like, God, you make so much more money than me.
I
And
believe
you
what
have
you
no
mean
bills.
is their parents have more money than you.
Well, it matters the kid.
Yeah. Now, this movie also famously had a child actor in it who, as an adult, Drew Barrymore is in Donnie Darko as well.
That's
don't
right.
remember that.
I
She's
the
remember.
teacher?
I looked quickly.
Cellar door.
She's
I
the
think
cellar
so.
door teacher.
I looked
yes.
quickly at because that's how I saw Seth
Cats.
Rogen. I looked at the cast really quick because
Yeah.
I was like, let me
watch
try to
Cats
remember
really
because I remembered a rabbit. There was a rabbit in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remembered there was a rabbit.
The rabbit actually you represented pretty well.
There,
I've
you
looked at
really
that.
kind of
Yeah.
did nail the rabbit's existence in the movie.
Yeah, I felt it was.
Yeah.
I knew there was a rabbit, and I knew
He's
it
not
was an-
just straight up possessing him to kill, but you're sort of like this nihilistic ghost.
That's what I figured. I knew it was a culty art film, so I was like, I'm just gonna assume this rabbit is like dumb, and so that's what I did there. Seth Rogen, I probably knew was wrong, but I knew he was in the movie, and I thought that was fun.
It is fun.
I did not. I saw Drew Barrymore, but I was like, nah, I don't have played that.
Boy, were you fucking wrong about that Seth Rogen thing being fun. This is what I don't let go of.
The rabbit smokes a big fucking bomb.
He made a bubbler.
I love Seth Rogen. He
I do
seems
too.
so happy.
Yeah.
He's the best.
It's actually wild how happy he seems.
He's also just so good.
it's like self-actualized.
Everything he does, I'm like, oh, that's really like he puts such effort into his stuff.
I know. I want to someday afford one of his ashtrays.
Yeah.
He like makes ceramics, and they're amazing. And then you look them up, and you're like, fucking $400.
I saw a big poster of his smoking apparatuses. Like, as soon as I got off the airplane, I was like, man, that place is weird.
Wait, they had an ad for that, like at LAX?
No, not at LAX, but like when I was like being driven into the city, I saw like like a
Oh, yeah,
band
yeah,
and
yeah.
a something
Sure.
else and a product, and then the
You
next
think
thing was
that's
like,
Oh, we do have
this.
products here.
Yeah,
You think
not
that's
where
weird?
I'm
Wait
from.
until you see the rest of Hollywood.
These people, Holly
I
Weird.
refuse. I refuse.
I came up with Holly Weird.
Did you?
Nice.
Yeah, it was a month ago, but
That's
I just said it for the first
unbelievable.
time. So if anyone said it in the interim,
Yeah.
I came
they
up
owe
with
you
a Holly
money.
Weed. I'm the one who put it on the.
I knew that was you.
I
You were
did.
promoting a Kurt Braunohler album.
Do you know what's really fun? Posting a joke online,
Yeah.
and then no matter what joke it is, and no matter how specific to your life it is, having at least one comment of like, you stole this from, and then a comic who's been doing it less time than you, who for sure has nothing to do with your. It's every
Danny,
fucking joke.
Danny, I've gotten now two. One happened this week and one happened about a year ago. I have been accused on an Instagram reel of stealing a joke, and then I said who stole it. And one time they sent me a video of an earlier version of me telling the joke. And the other time the guy said, sorry, I went back through my email. It was you. I had attributed it to Kyle Kinane. And both times it was me. And I was like, people will just accuse you. They want to accuse you of stealing so quickly and so bad. And if they get you and it goes viral and then they go back, it's already too late.
Look, if
You're
you want
already-
to catch me for stealing, just find me outside of a CVS. You don't have to
Hey.
look at my jokes online.
Catch me in the back of a Ali Wong show writing down notes. That's where
Catch
I'm
me
stealing them from. No, I
outside.
mean, or whatever. I'm sorry.
No stand-up comic is stealing jokes who has any amount of respectability to that. Like, if
No.
anybody who is anything, they don't steal. It's so ridiculous.
Especially if you're watching a comedian that has a few things out already and they haven't stolen, the chance that they're actually starting to steal now is
is
so
the moment.
small.
I'm like, let me get in
Yeah.
there.
I'd do that.
I had one.
Just because
Why
they'll
not?
never accept
I'm gonna be pregnant.
I had one where.
By the way, yay or nay is on my last special. It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I go, do you guys, that's my newest joke. It's about I do a joke about horses, and I go, it's my newest joke. Do you like it? Yay or nay?
Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry.
God damn
I
it.
just didn't, but I didn't feel like saying it.
You
'cause
like
who cares?
retroactively edit your special to have that clip on it now?
Yeah. I would love to.
Damn.
I also did it in a horse mask on a different video. You guys want to hear some jokes? Yay or nay?
Fuck! I know that
That's
video
awesome.
actually. I bet that sat around in my head and then I rethought of it.
Wow.
Right? No,
you
I know
Robin
the video.
Williams
He's
it.
right.
You Robin Williams it. You
I
soaked
did.
it up, and you
I
didn't know
killed
where it came
myself.
from. It's okay. No one's mad. But did you notice how in the moment I wasn't like, Kyle, you just stole my joke.
You wouldn't
I waited
comment
till
to that.
now.
You wouldn't comment to that on my brain surgery picture on Instagram. You said, "Kyle, you just stole a joke from me on a
I'm
podcast."
also never gonna. I'm never gonna give a comedian shit for stealing a joke who's had brain surgery. Because I'm just.
because I won't remember.
You're
I'll
like,
be
I
dead.
don't die brain surgery.
Maybe
You can get
they
away
put
with
the
a lot.
jokes in there
You can
when-
do a
when you were
whole
under.
Ellen special as far, and I don't care, and I won't even care.
I could do a hole in the back of my head.
I had one where it was just a different one, but I posted this old joke of mine, and then somebody commented and they were like, "You stole this from Shane Gillis, who I know, and I like Shane."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "But you stole this from Shane Gillis." And then I commented, I was like, "Well, what if I told you this clip is very old?"
Mm-hmm.
So it appears as if Shane stole it from me. Shane didn't steal it from me.
No.
But I replied that, and they were, and he was like, he replies and he was like, "Oh, I guess there is just like parallel thinking."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, so, I was like, so when it's this way, it's parallel thinking. But you started this with you.
Actually, I stole this from Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Now how do you feel? Now how do you feel, internet? Yeah, I got someone from some comedian from like Las Vegas posted this huge thing. I'm not even on Facebook anymore. Posted this huge thing on Facebook about how I stole a joke of theirs, and it's a joke that I did like on Conan and have like a set of me doing from like 2015 when I first wrote it, a tape of it.
That's what's awesome.
And then they messaged me. They messaged me a bunch. And then all these people were messaging me, and then I was like, "Well, here's a clip on YouTube of me doing it in 2015." And then they did the exact same thing. They were just like, "Man, it's crazy how people think of stuff like, you know."
It's like,
and
oh, so you accused me of the most serious thing you can accuse a comic of, and then when you were dead wrong, it was
besides Cosby stuff.
Besides Cosby stuff.
Right, having
Asterisk
a sitcom
besides, yeah.
or selling out for Jell-O.
Although a lot,
Hey, do you guys like these horse bones? Yay or nay? That's my new joke.
although a lot of comics are stealing that
Jell-O.
Cosby bit these days. Am I right? Oh, Danny.
He's so
Parallel
influential
thinking.
still.
He really is influential.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a time. But
Well,
Oh
feel
man,
good
I
about
got accused of stealing. This week, I posted a joke from a 2000 in like an old set. I was like literally in the thing. I'm like, here's me in 2009. I just found this old clip or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, it's a bit about a metal band, and they're like, do the research. This documentary, you got to watch this. And I was like, that came out in 2018. It came out in 2018. I wrote this joke according to 2007 Wikipedia. And that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. And you're like,
Go-
oh, you're so lazy. And it's
you're
just a
so
metal,
lazy.
It's a metal joke too, so it's just metal fans who are just
yeah.
so
well,
mad.
if the numbers don't line up for metal fans, they lose their mind.
Yeah.
I actually read this thing about how metal fans oftentimes become classical musical fans as they get older. And because the numbers, they're very much about like the numerics of music.
Oh.
And the
Well,
like,
it makes. I didn't know if you were joking or not.
No,
but
no,
like
I'm not
a
at
lot
all.
of metal,
I'm a big
metal
medical
and classical.
fan.
Yeah.
When you combine medical and
do you
metal
listen to
and
Medical Italica?
I'm trying to think of
Sleep with both eyes closed 8 hours a day.
medical Alica.
Um,
It's just songs about coming in for your yearly physical.
I was gonna try and have someone wedge this in, Danny, but I've always wanted this story to be told so people could hear it. And we're talking about acting beans. Remember when you were in that Coca-Cola ad campaign?
Oh, it's one of the greatest.
I think about this all of the time, and I think
yeah.
you've done this in stand-up, so I don't want you to make you like do a bit on the podcast.
I mean, I
about
talk
this
about it
entire
because
thing.
it is a story.
I've referenced it on here.
Yeah.
And you know who no one knew what I was. Obviously.
No, it's a story that occasionally I will tell in a room, and someone will be like, "Oh, I've heard about this happening to someone, but I didn't know it
You're
was
like,
you."
"That's me,
That's
baby."
me.
Yeah.
This is
I can't
my
wait.
story. But yes, I booked and filmed a Coca-Cola campaign
There's soda.
where I.
Oh, you guys are from Atlanta. You
where
know
I
Coke.
was. You're from Atlanta?
I moved there in high school, so I lived in. I lived.
You've seen the
I lived
factory.
in the suburbs, and then I lived in Athens. But I know
lived in the
Atlanta. I've been to the Coca-Cola museum multiple
yeah.
times.
That place rocks.
Tried the Cokes from all around the world.
That's right. That's right, because I filmed this, and then I went to Laughing Skull Festival, and I wanted to go to the Coca-Cola place because I was like, oh, I'm the new face of Coca-Cola, because I booked this
Oh,
thing.
my
I was
God,
like
yeah.
the face of Coca-Cola. So I did like one huge ad, and then like 5 like tiny ads.
Like
It was
a life-changing.
life-changing
booking.
Unbelievable amount of money.
If you think about like Flow.
yes.
Or like the
So
girl
they
in the
were
AT&T
building-
commercials
You were like
or
the
something like this,
Floca-Cola.
right?
So basically,
Floca-Cola.
they bought the whole
Sounds like a
campaign was built
rapper.
around, and so it was ahh.com through I think 27 H's. Each of them had their own website with games and things, and I was the scientist taking you through them. So the whole campaign was about digital, like getting people to go to this site, and so I like it was like crazy. It was such a big booking. They were so excited. I took these photos. It was a big deal. And then, I mean, the visual really helps, but I'll show it afterwards to you guys. But
Oh, it's my only bookmarked YouTube video.
but then it's so funny. But it came out, and I hadn't heard anything for
Explain
a while. So
who
I knew
you were
something
in
was-
it, yeah.
So I'm the scientist. I'm a scientist. I take you through the factory. I'm
Yeah.
telling you about and how great it is because that's the noise you make when you drink Coca-Cola.
You do the noise very well.
I
I
was
can
very
see how
good.
you booked it.
I
If
was
that's
like-
what they wanted,
Yeah,
man.
this is gonna get us a copyright flag. You're so good at the ad noise.
Well, and then so they're like communicating with me because they're like, hey, it's about to come out, blah, blah. I'm seeing articles about it, but then they stopped communicating with me. And I was like, that's weird. But I'm still seeing articles. And then one day I follow Coca-Cola on Facebook, and they're like, meet the Coca-Cola scientist. And the ad comes out, and it's the commercial we shot. But over my face is a cartoon polar bear's face.
What?
and over my arms are cartoon polar bear arms. But my body is still my human body. So I'm watching myself do the commercial, but it is a different face, different arms, and a different voice.
Cheaply cartoonized arms and face.
It looks like so bad you can't believe they would actually do this. Like it looks so unwatchably
It looks
terrible.
like if you killed someone the night before it came out,
Yes.
and they had to make sure you weren't in the ad.
Yes.
Is how much effort it looks like they put into it.
It is stunningly awful looking, and that was me. And so sometimes people hear about it because it cost me so much money because I was no longer recognizable. You know commercials.
Sure.
I'm no longer recognizable, so I lose all that money.
You're not like a spokesperson anymore. You're
No.
just like a.
I'm not in the commercial. You can't say that's me.
I can. I say it to
I'll say
everybody.
it.
I say it a lot. I'll say it.
Yeah.
We stand up one at a time. I'll say it.
Did anyone ever say like? Did anyone ever give you
No,
a reason?
I've always hunted for anyone from Coca-Cola who was involved in that decision. I would love to know.
Sam, now is your time.
Yeah, next time I'm at the Coca-Cola Museum.
Ask them back. I'm curious. I knew. Yeah, I've never met anyone involved in the campaign who could answer for me. I did do
so
a Pepsi
crazy.
commercial years and years later. That felt very good.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Weren't you that cop?
the one guy
Kendall Jenner
Kendall
kick-
sends the thing
Every
to.
single ad I'm in ends in disaster. I'm only in the most disastrous commercials.
You
Wait, is that the one where they put a flower in the gun or something like that?
She handed a cop a Pepsi
Oh.
as replacing the flour. in
Right,
the
right,
gun.
right. Okay, yeah.
I think we need to go. Right? We've been on here a long time. How long have we been doing this podcast? Okay.
Well, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's all right then.
But no, you can go. It's your commercial.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying
Should
myself.
we, yeah, this is really nice. Should we play a game or something? And
Yeah, let's play.
Yeah.
We'll play-
Game.
Do you take a break at this point, or you go right into the game?
we'll play the game. I'll find out where the other break is.
Okay, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll play the game while you're on.
Oh no, I want to play the game.
The game
It's 2 minutes
is-
long. How are you
The
doing?
game is
Can you
how many
keep it up?
movies can you name while Danny's in the bathroom?
we did play a game called Is There a Bathroom in This Movie, which was really fun. I think
That's
you have to tell
awesome.
me whether there's a bathroom in it. That's not this one. That's patreon.com/neverseenit. Here we go. This game's called Guess What Movie Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched a trailer and never having heard
hell
of it.
yeah.
One of our best games.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Guess what movie trailer Kyle's dad is describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie game.
How
I
this
got
game
one
works?
of these right
You did.
live.
Live show.
Live show. I got one of them right.
Like
It was-
representing someone in the audience.
It was the most, and this really speaks to how sad my life has been. Electric moments in my life. Like that, it was so exciting because it was a hard one.
This is a hard game.
Yeah,
It's a very
unrelated.
hard game.
How's being a newlywed? We're just listing electric moments.
It was it's great. It's the exact same as it was.
Yeah.
It's very whatever, but
It's no getting a dad game right at Dynasty Typewriter.
I am actively fucking up our honeymoon as we speak. So everybody's pretty pumped with me right now in the household. It's
yeah,
pretty
you said you're
exciting
supposed to be in Cabo right now, but you're here in
You're
Burbank.
Cabo.
basically.
So my dad's going to describe a movie trailer, any movie ever. You have to tell me what movie this is a trailer for. We keep in mind he doesn't know anything about any movies or actors.
Okay. He came to them all with a pledge. That is a really fancy dinner. He is presenting them with a direct challenge, and they hated his speech. He can't find his family. The press went crazy when they found out. So many quick shots, all with one line. I didn't know phones worked on those back then. She says he will not negotiate. He's more than his job. He's also a husband and a father,
Same.
and he knows how to fight. Some gun scenes, jumping around a plane. That explosion didn't look real. The shots are so fast now. Some fighter jets showed up. And
There's
that
the
missile
new
is
Top Gun.
heading straight for it. Does he know who he is?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Jumping around a plane threw me. I felt good about it until jumping around a plane.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did you think it was until the plane?
So, but I can't remember if actually this is the one I got right live because The Fugitive popped in my head. but I said no because then the plane thing happened, and I was like, Fugitive does not take place in a plane.
The press, I feel like, is a.
So I am actually going to say, unconfidently, Air Force One.
Wow.
Imagine if you had said it confidently.
I thought about
That is incorrect. No, it's Air Force One. It is Air Force One.
Oh, Air Force One. I thought Con Air when you said Air Force One. Okay.
I'm like, ooh, sorry. This is the music video for. It is,
Then I
congratulations.
was like the Jets. I was like, oh yeah, because that movie's good. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
a
Air
lot of good
Force
movies
One
are
that much.
wonderful.
Air Force One is
I'll say it.
a good one.
Great.
I rewatched that. I love 90s action. You know, whatever. We're of the age. Most 90s movies I can watch with just
Name
enjoying
one.
the time. Can't hardly wait.
Okay, great. So that's Never Seen It, everybody. Thank you, Danny, for having never seen Donnie Darko. Danny,
My pleasure.
thank you for being here. Sam, thank you for being here very much.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the script.
Adam, thank you for being here very much.
Of course, I love being here.
If you'd like to let people know where to find the Choose Your Own Adventure.
Oh yes. So I have a special on YouTube called You Choose. It is a Choose Your Own Adventure comedy special. It is really cool, and I will say that the ending is very special, and that is something I like to say because I think a lot of people watch. You want to talk about getting yelled at? I post reels from this special, and people yell at me for the opinion, not knowing it comes from a special where I say the opposite opinion.
Yeah.
So it is very fun to get yelled at in that way, but it also points to the big point of the special. It is a special with a point, which is a dumb thing to do in 2022, but I believe it, and so I hope you watch it and give it a chance. You can also see me in the feature film Babylon that will be coming out December 23rd. You can see me in that. And follow me
Hell yeah.
on social media at Danny Jolles.
Yeah, the ending. You really got to get to the ending of the specials. It's sort of
Yes.
like
I haven't-
It's
I've-
basically the
it's
same ending
funny,
to
I'm
that
telling you,
movie.
I'm not at the end yet.
It's the same movie. It's like that movie Remember Me. It's the exact same ending. So if you haven't seen that, check that out.
This guy.
Thank you guys very much for being
Rascal.
here. Everyone have a wonderful day. What Jesus? Thumbs up. The cameras. We didn't use the cameras today.
What? Really?
Or no, we did. Yeah, it's on.
No, I've been looking at them the whole time.
Staring at the.
I've never seen it.